The Iliad by Homer, Book 24, Achilles and Priam. The games were over now, the gathered armies scattered, each man to his fast ship, and fighters turned their minds to thoughts of food and the sweet warm grip of sleep. But Achilles kept on grieving for his friend, the memory burning on, and all subduing sleep could not take him, not now. He turned and twisted side to side. He longed for Patroclus' manhood, his gallant heart. What rough campaigns they'd fought to an end together, what hardships they had suffered, cleaving their way through wars of men and pounding waves at sea. The memories flooded over him, live tears flowing, and now he'd lie on his side, now flat on his back, now face down again. At last he'd leap to his feet, wander in anguish, aimless along the surf. And dawn on dawn, flaming over the sea and shore, would find him pacing. Then he'd yoke his racing team to the chariot harness, lash the corpse of Hector behind the car for dragging, and haul him 3 times round the dead Patroclus' tomb. And then he'd rest again in his tents, and leave the body sprawled face down in the dust. But Apollo pitied Hector, dead man though he was, and warded all corruption off from Hector's corpse. And round him, head to foot, the great god wrapped the golden shield of storm, so his skin would never rip as Achilles dragged him on. And so he kept on raging, shaming noble Hector. But the gods in bliss looked down and pitied Priam's son. They kept on urging the sharp-eyed giant killer Hermes to go and steal the body, a plan that pleased them all, but not Hera, Poseidon, or the girl with the blazing eyes. They clung to their deathless hate of sacred Troy, Priam and Priam's people, just as they had at first when Paris and all his madness launched the war. He offended Athena and Hera, both goddesses. When they came to his shepherd's fold, he favored love, who dangled before his eyes the lust that loosed disaster. But now, at the 12th dawn since Hector's death, Lord Apollo rose and addressed the immortal powers. Hard-hearted you are, you gods, you live for cruelty. Did Hector never burn in your honor thighs of oxen and flawless full-grown goats? Now you cannot bring yourselves to save him, even his corpse, so his wife can see him, his mother and his child, his father Priam and Priam's people, how they'd rush to burn his body on the pyre and give him royal rights. But murderous Achilles, you gods, you choose to help Achilles, that man without a shred of decency in his heart. His temper can never bend and change, like some lion going his own barbaric way, giving in to his power, his brute force and wild pride, as down he swoops on the flocks of men to seize his savage feast. Achilles has lost all pity, no shame in the man, shame that does great harm or drives men on to good. No doubt some mortal has suffered a dearer loss than this, a brother born in the same womb, or even a son. He grieves, he weeps, but then his tears are through. The fates have given mortals hearts that can endure, but this Achilles, first he slaughters Hector, he rips away the noble prince's life, then lashes him to his chariot, drags him round his beloved comrade's tomb. But why, I ask you? What good will it do him? What honor will he gain? Let that man beware, or great and glorious as he is, we mighty gods will wheel on him in anger. Look, he outrages the senseless clay in all his fury.